been a season of inconsistency, big derby wins, European failure, and of course, the Super League.
Dear Lord, what a sad little life, Jane.
But we can't say it's been boring. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing Arsenal's 2020-2021 season in 3 different parts. We're moving on to the first part, which is from August to about maybe October. In the lead up to this season, all the news was about Pierre Aubameyang extending his contract at Arsenal, and other signings included the loan to buy deals of Pablo Mari and Cedric, and 2 pretty big signings in Gabriel and Partey, and of course, Willian. The season started off quite well. We were picking up easy enough wins in the Europa League with our group. Wins over Dundalk actually were probably the most relevant to me, being Irish. But anyway, the league form was pretty good as well, and the first game actually was pretty good. We saw Gabriel got his debut goal, and Willian got 3 assists, and it looked like we had inherited the second coming of Cristiano Ronaldo. The most noteworthy of wins here came at Old Trafford. It was a 1-0 win against Man United, and this was where we also saw at the end of deadline day in summer. This is around the same time that we signed Thomas Partey.
It's Arsenal and Thomas Partey.
There's a lot of hype around this signing, and he was pretty much expected to slot into the team straight away. However, he had picked up an injury maybe a week or 2 before he had signed, and he wasn't going to be able to play until the Spurs game later on in the season, which brings me to part 2, the Great Decline. After the United game, we went 7 games in a row in the league without a win, which put any sort of momentum that we had from the start of the season onto this point in the bin. I mean, like, every team around us seemed to be winning. We ended up, I think, in 12th in the league, and it was embarrassing at times to watch. I think the worst of these results was a home loss to Burnley via an Aubameyang own goal. Like, just think about that. It was ridiculous. But we managed to pick up the pace a little bit. We ended the year quite well, I thought. One noteworthy win was against Chelsea at home, 3-1. Saka with just a ridiculous goal. Of course, Xhaka with a ridiculous free kick. It was just a very good performance. And we actually stayed unbeaten all the way through January, in fact. And in January transfer window, we signed 2 players on loan. We signed Matt Ryan, the Brighton goalkeeper, and a name that would actually become a household name really for the few months that he was here in Arsenal, the Norwegian midfielder Martin Odegaard. A serious amount of inconsistency continued towards the end of the season. A North London derby win at home followed 4 consecutive losses in the league, and this really just put any sort of attempt, I suppose, to get European football via the league to bed, and this also led to us being knocked out of the Europa League by our ex Unai Emery. This was without a doubt the low point of the season for me. I mean, we were now facing a season without European football for the first time in 25 years. 25 years. And we did all we could. We actually won the last 5 games of the season, and it wasn't enough at the end of the day. All the wins that we got at the end of the season, our inconsistency let us down. A lot of individual errors let us down towards the end as well. But it was a promising enough end to the season, and it's just a shame that we don't have any European football this season, but it might be a blessing, we never know. So to summarise, I mean, this season has just been very up and down from Arsenal. It's been very inconsistent, as I've said. I think Thomas Partey as a signing has pretty much failed. I mean, for God's sake, we were dancing outside the stadium when he signed him.
You know we have a party hard.
And he's kind of just underachieved. He's just been very underwhelming in my opinion. I think Martin Odegaard is a pretty good player. I just think after his injury, he didn't look the same player as he did beforehand. There is some talent there, and I do think we should perhaps look for him, because obviously Ceballos is going back to Real Madrid. You know, we're bringing in back Torreira as well from Atletico Madrid. And I just think that we need another midfielder just to kind of keep the ship afloat. And I do think that Odegaard fits that bill perfectly, so I think we should be signing Odegaard 100%. In terms of up front, I obviously Saka, Smith Rowe. I thought Pepe was pretty good this season as well. You know, all 3 of these players, the younger players, of course, in the team, were absolutely outstanding. Aubameyang had a really bad season. Now, he obviously had a lot of personal issues throughout the season. He also caught malaria towards the end of the season, so you can't really kind of judge him too much, I think. But in comparison to last year, it just hasn't been a good enough season. Lacazette, I thought, has been pretty good this year as well. Like, there's been some really good signs of like, you know, good football at Arsenal, but there's just been so much inconsistency, so many bad performances, so many individual errors that ultimately led to us finishing 8th in the table, and obviously Tottenham getting European football ahead of us, which was sickening, of course it was, but really I don't think we deserve to finish any higher. Like, looking at the teams above us, Spurs have been average enough. You know, who else is above us? You know, you have Everton, it's been one of their best seasons really under Ancelotti. You know, West Ham, Liverpool, Chelsea, Leicester, and the 2 Manchester clubs, they've all been better than us this season. Let's just be frank. And ultimately, yeah, as I said, we didn't deserve to finish any higher than them. So I think it's okay. I think it's respectable considering the form we went under, especially the 7-game blip without a win in the league. It was so bad. But there has been signs of light. I mean, Rob Holding, I think this has been his best season. I think Pablo Mari was decent. The signing of Gabriel has seemed to pay off. I think he's definitely had more good defensive displays rather than kind of errors. Obviously Tierney, the injury, Tierney's been injured, and we obviously had to play Xhaka left back for a while because Cedric was injured as well. You know, there's been a lot of things that haven't gone our way this year, but I do think that there is signs of optimism there. This is obviously going to be another very important transfer window for Arteta, and he needs to recruit the right players. I think we probably need another midfielder, I think, just to kind of, as I said, keep the ship afloat, because obviously I don't know if we're going to get Odegaard. I just think Real Madrid are going to keep him. I think Aouar, in a perfect world, would be a perfect player for Arsenal. I think maybe Max Aaron's at the back because we haven't seen Hector Bellerin in ages. On another note, just a side note, I just thought of Callum Chambers has been absolutely brilliant this season. I can't fault him. He's been absolutely brilliant. Him and Rob Holding, you know, they've had so many injuries at their time at Arsenal, and I thought they had 2 fantastic breakout seasons. But there are signs of optimism for Arsenal. We look forward to the Euros, seeing how the Arsenal players involved do. I completely butchered the outro first time recording, so I'm just going to do it now. Genuinely, thank you so much for all the support on the channel this past year. It's been absolutely amazing how much we've grown this channel. You know, I only started maybe 5-6 months ago and I'm already on 100 subs. Like, it's absolutely mad. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye for now.